Folks, Mikey B, Step Back Corner. Once again, we're getting busy talking about what's going down in the Brooklyn land with the Nets, with the Aldridges, with the Kyries. I mean, it's a series of soap operas as the NBA turns. Once again, we get some problems. And the problem is with your boy, Lamarcus Aldridge retires. Golly, Andre Drummond moved too fast. This is what happens, man. The unexpected happens, like the COVID drop. I mean, he dropped the COVID. He said, I'm gone. Healthcare issue, they talking about the heart. The heart game is not right. You know, Stephen A had to iterate his aspect of it and says, man, bye-bye at 35 years old. And I'm telling you what, the Knicks had plans, and now those plans are pretty much erased, in my opinion, for a short shot return to the championship. There was a log jam at that position. I ain't gonna lie. You had your boy Claxton. You had Lamarcus DeAndre Jordan losing minutes. You got Big Blake. He's technically playing that role too. He's too big. So technically, at the end of the day, you could say that the move was maybe space inspiring for Nick Claxton and the boys to get more minutes. But to me, what he was bringing to the table, his body of work was much greater with another scoring guy at the 5 position alongside Durant, Harden, and Kyrie. Then you had on Joe Harris. I mean, that would have been one of the most scariest lineups in the NBA. So it takes the Nets a little bit a step down. But my question mark is not really with Aldridge, all right? Because he was all of a sudden come in. He's like an icing on the cake. So they lost the icing, man. They down just to the carrot cake, right? It's this boy right here, man. It's Kyrie Irving. What's really good? His off and on mannerisms, taking games off. He's not all the way there, all right? And if he does not all the way straight, if they can't get that cohesive chemistry like they have for a few games, there's going to be problems. And again, I'm just listening to the media. It could be full of shh. You know how they do. You know, there always has to be a story because that's what they get paid to do. But for me, it's a scary moment for the Nets when you have all of these injuries plus all of these head injuries at the same time. You know, psycho, dramatic, you know, whatever you want to call it. Now, James Harden's out with the hamstring injury. We got to talk about him and if he fully makes it back healthy. All right? With Kyrie, if his head's on straight, you got him at the 2. You got Harris, you got Durant, you got Claxton. Guess what, guys? This is a great team. Yes, they are. All right? Now, if you lose my man Lamarcus Aldridge, I'm sorry to say you're still not a great team. All right? I think now they're one step down because I liked Aldridge playing that center role. I thought it was a big scoring effect. Now Claxton has similar type of range. I saw it in college. He's just not showing it here in the NBA. So it's all about comfortability, being able to get the green light. Durant and Green, perfect at that role there. Small forward, I would ask for more. Bruce Brown comes in there and helps out. Shooting guard, Kyrie, Shamet, yeah, that's all right. Again, Aldridge Johnson may make the team with the retirement of your boy, and may come in and play little spot shots there. Chioza's also injured, out for the season. So they got a couple. Look at the Reds, man. I mean, do I gotta zoom in on this? Can I zoom in? Look at all the Reds, man. Red, T. Johnson injured, Chioza, Dinwiddie, ACL, James Harden. They got same dudes. It's a body of Reds, the Red Sea for the Nets, man. So we got to think about where they go next and who they get next to try to appropriate this team. A name that is swirling around everywhere that I've been talking about is Gerald Green. I also mentioned Stanley Johnson in my last video. Alizé and Stanley are similar, but the upside to Stanley Johnson, he's definitely a leaguer. He's definitely a guy that if he gets the opportunity, could be a great player. I don't care what no one says. I know talent. I know what they're capable of, and I will always call them out as long as they're healthy and try to do the right thing and play the game that they were gifted to play with that supreme athletic or intelligence ability. Because NBA is not always about athleticism. There's some guys that are real smart that can make it happen as well. But back to the topic. Let's get into the standings in the West and then kind of figure out where this team is going to lay out. Brooklyn is number 2 Where do they position? Are they better than Philadelphia without Lamarcus Aldridge? Okay. When I look at Philadelphia's roster, they are certainly an overachieving type team. Okay, they're doing more than I thought they would do. But then you look at Doc Rivers. He has to be awarded Coach of the Year. He brought in Seth Curry. Went and captured Danny Green, all right, who's injured. Right? They went and got a couple of vets and George Hill, Dwight Howard. Great moves, intelligent moves, and they're now one of the top defensive teams in the East Coast. Hence why you see their record. There's a couple sneak plays that they made that I think is underappreciated in the Rajon Tucker pickup. They also were able to draft Tyrese Maxey, Mr. Maxey. I think this team is well suited. To me, they don't look like even a 6 seed, but with the way they're playing and the defensive capabilities, I think there's a chance that they make it a little bit farther than expected. But they don't beat the Nets. So I'm going to go to the next team. Milwaukee Bucks is the only team. I'm just going to go there. It's the only team that I see in the East that's truly formidable and making good moves to go ahead and knock out the New Jersey Nets from a roster-to-roster perspective. I don't want to go to Atlanta. I'm one of my favorite teams because I think they're a sleeper team to make it to the conference championship. But I don't want to go there yet. So Giannis they just have a very, very strong roster. They have a lot of different players that can do a lot of different things. Solid, one of the best defensive guards in Drew Holiday. You add on young DiVincenzo with Bryn Forbes, and you got Middleton as a backup off the bench. Middleton starts. Pat Connaughton is your shooting guy. Got your Tucker. PJ Tucker came out from a defensive perspective. You got Lopez. You got Portis as his backup. They're pretty much rank and file stacked. I would say the center position is the only bit of fear because they don't have enough size. But other than that, this team is rolling. You can flip Bobby Portis around. They still got Jordan Noir drafted out of the what do you call it? The team out of up from Louisville, and I do like what I see from Noir, and think he could also step up. Jeff T comes in as a backup point guard as well. I mean, this team is loaded, and yes, the Nets are going to be having to hit on all cylinders to beat them because of the small additions that they're making as a squad, especially from a bench perspective. But we gotta love it. So now we out here and step back in a little bit, talking about the Brooklyn Nets, talking about them beating either the Milwaukee Bucks or the what's the top team now I just had on here, man? You messing me up, man. The Milwaukee Bucks, brain fart, or the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's going to be difficult on any of those teams, but it's going to be tougher if the Brooklyn Nets do not find some cohesiveness and injury help off the bench. I'm going to step out here, going in on the Nets, the loss of Aldridge, their state of mind, their state of being, and see how we move through the next steps. And as the NBA turns, we out. I'm gone. Peace.